Hi, everyone. Welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about how to accelerate your lead flow with paid ads and search for hospice providers. Really happy to have you all here with me today. This is a live session. I will be, asking questions and things like that. So please stay with me, and we'll make this as productive as possible. So today, it's really all about clarity. I'm going to show you how paid ads and search can become one of the most reliable ways to generate more patient referrals for your hospice. Okay. Uh, by the end of the session, you'll know exactly where to be online and what to say and how to turn that visibility into actual admissions. So you'll see some data behind what works, and so you can stop guessing and start investing your marketing dollars wisely. And this is for anyone, whether you've tried ads before or you never tried ads before. This is going to give you a little bit of a framework that you can apply right away. So before I move on, Uh, first, who am I and why you should listen to me? Well, I'm the author of the book Internet Marketing for Hospice Providers, uh, widely accepted as a premier expert in the internet marketing space for hospice providers. And we've worked with dozens of providers and been doing this for a long time, since 2012. Everything I'm going to be sharing today is not based on a book I read or a website I saw or anything like that. These are real examples based in the real world, actually working day in and day out with hospice providers. Uh, and this is what we do, right? We're on a mission to triple the sales of 1,000 hospice providers nationwide, and our team right now, which is growing. Uh, so I'm really happy. But this is the team that puts it all into place. Okay. And what we're going to be sharing with you today is the accelerated growth model, right? And we're going to be looking at driving leads, right? So if you think about your internet marketing or internet marketing as a whole, you have to solve for three things, right? You have to drive leads, right? You have to drive visibility, you have to drive leads. Then you have to maximize the conversion for each lead, right? You have to maximize the conversion effectiveness of your website, your reputation, and with automation. And then you have to optimize the results, right? So you have to know what you're spending, what the ROI is, how much, how many, what's the cost per lead, and your total spend. So all part of the digital dominance method, all the different things that you can do online to really increase the visibility and brand awareness of your hospice. So why paid search matters? Okay, paid search puts your hospice in front of families at the moment they're actively searching for help, right? Not just browsing, like on social media or something, right? Uh, Unlike social media marketing, paid search targets high intent searches, right? High intent prospects who are ready to take action. So that means higher quality leads and faster admissions. Okay. So with Google Ads, you can outpace competitors, even those who have been in your market longer, by showing up above them in paid search results, right? And the beauty about paid search is, right, there's a few things we love about paid search, right? There's no waiting. So we can sit here today, build a campaign, and start getting traffic today. Let me make sure you are sure. Okay. Uh, So that's one of the beauties. And the other thing is measurability, right? You'll know how many calls, how many form fills, and it came from your ads. So that makes it awesome. Makes it easier to scale what works. And when paired with local SEO, paid search gives you both immediate visibility and long-term growth, right? Creating a pipeline of patient referrals. So, um, just some ads and things. So the page search, your first priority, right? We believe here is paid search, right? Paid search is where families the families that are ready to make a decision, right? They're going to be clicking on one of those top listings, okay, on Google, on Bing, and we also layer in some retargeting, right? This is going to bring people back who didn't convert the first time. So they visited your landing page. Now we can show them ads, get them back to the site. So hopefully they call and fill out a form. And then some of these other avenues, right? Most of our clients are not capturing all the search volume in Google Ads. So wouldn't necessarily say to move over here to start doing some paid social media or maybe some pay per lead directories like maybe like a place for mom or Yelp, things like that where you could pay for the inquiry. Uh, but what I was going to say is most of our clients they're not capturing all of the search volume, right? So if you have a really large budget and you want to expand, then start thinking about some of the branding aspects, the brand awareness kind of social media, uh, paid social channels there, right? Um, yeah, so it's best used when your search campaigns are producing consistent results as well, right? These pay-per-lead directories, they can fill the gaps, right? When you want some extra leads and we're tapping out the search volume. But it's not likely. There's a high amount of searches and you would have to spend a lot. So obviously the Facebook, the social media is not as high converting, right? People don't go to social media looking for a hospice, right? They're going to look at photos and things like that of their friends and their families. So we suggest, right, is really to focus here, right? The building your organic, right? So we start with a strong foundation, your website, your SEO, your reputation really is key to be in place first before you start doing these other avenues. Okay, so your website's ability to convert someone becomes very important. Uh, and then the SEO, right? How are you showing up when someone does a search in your area for a hospice provider, right? Or a hospice care, or a hospice near me. Okay. So we believe that your organic that's your foundation, right? That needs to be in place first. And then we can launch the paid ads, right? So we launch the paid ads to capture leads immediately, right? This is there, like I said, there, like we could start building a campaign today and getting traffic to that page today. So there's no waiting. Okay. Uh, and yeah, so we'll launch paid ads to capture the leads immediately. And then we can add retargeting to really maximize the value of the paid ads because not everyone that clicks and lands on the landing page is not going to convert. So we definitely want to show them some ads as they're floating around the internet. They're looking at other websites. We can show an ad on those websites, bring them back to the site, right? And only consider these branding, right? If you have some extra marketing budget allocated, then we could start talking about the social ads to really grow that brand awareness. Um, but what did you learn here about the starting with organic, right? Really focusing on your website, your reputation, online, and your SEO. Then start to layer in search, right? Your paid search, and then after that, we could start talking about the branding aspects of paid social media, paid YouTube, those kinds of things, right? Um, so. Any takeaways? Drop them in the chat, or any questions, please drop them in the chat. But what I wanted you to walk away with there is if if you have a website out there and it's not really optimized to convert at a high level, right? The phone number might not be in the right place if you're counting on them to scroll down and look at or go to the contact page to find the phone number. Then paid search is, it's not a magic bullet. It's not just gonna fix everything. You can't just start these things and day one start getting a bunch of leads. Um, so there's kind of a process and things that need to be thought out uh, for all that. So and now we're gonna look at why most campaigns may fail, right? So um, why most Google Ads campaigns fail and why and why I see and I've seen a lot of ad campaigns and a lot of things that aren't done properly, but they fail to understand the Google ad auction process. So Google Ads isn't just about bidding high, right? Bidding the most for the keyword you want to show up for in your area. It's about understanding quality score, right? Your ad relevance, and how the auction actually determines placement. So hospice is a sensitive and regulated industry uh, with many different types of keywords that people can be typing in, and so you can't use the exact strategy as like general local services. Um, and one ad group for all services. I've seen, a lot of different, been doing this since 2012. So I've seen a lot of uh, different setups in many different industries. But a lot of, you might have one account for hospice and, talking about palliative care and home health care all in one ad group with the same ad and going to the same landing page, right? So that's a big no-no. Okay. And it really is a disaster for relevance and your quality score. And so it leads to generic ads that don't really speak to the searcher or to their intent, right? And then uh, if someone searches, right, so there, and then the next thing here is no specific ads and landing pages. If someone searches for home health care, they should see an ad and a landing page about home health care, not hospice in general, right? Or not everything you do, hospice, palliative, and home health care. So matching the keyword groups to pages increases conversions dramatically. And your landing page also here must tell people exactly what to do, right? So if you want them to call and fill out a form, you got to tell them, right? Schedule a consultation, call us now. So use that in your landing page and in your ads, right? So it really makes it effortless for the searcher. And a vague page with this an about us section and a contact form is just uh, not going to turn the clicks into calls. Okay. So you can see like the one ad group going to the home page, or for instance, right? We want a dedicated landing page. Um, we want a dedicated landing page that the searcher's gonna land on. And so I have a little case study here for one of our clients. This is from April 1st. So in this campaign, we generated 111 leads for this hospice provider, and the idea here is that 10% of those leads, right? These are leads that are tracked in Google Ads, right? So we know that either a phone call or a submission, a lead form, a form submission was submitted, right? An inquiry was created on the landing page. And we're saying out of those 111 leads, if 10% of those converted into services, because not everyone that calls and not everyone that fills out a form is gonna come on service, right? Sometimes people call because they're looking for a job and things like that. It's like, well, you saw an ad, so that's the thing. But there's things you could do to remove, like if people are looking for a job or career, employment, all those should be added in your campaigns as negatives, right? You don't want to show an ad for people looking for employment, right? You want people looking for a hospice provider. So we're saying about 10% converted into services. So that would be in this quarter, that would be 11 new services, right? And so at an average service value of 6,000, right? Those 11 services brought in 75 grand, right, in revenue. And so the ROI, they spent 4,900 on ads, which is actually a 15 times ROI, right? So $15 back for every dollar invested. So even with a very modest conversion rate, the right paid search strategy can generate significant significant returns for you guys, for hospice providers. And the key is really targeted campaigns, strong landing pages, and rapid follow-up. Okay. And so, uh, what did you notice there? What insights did you notice, or did you learn anything with that? Was that helpful? And let's see here. I know there's a number of you on there. If you have a question, drop a question here in the chat. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Because okay. All right. So, how to set up and structure your pay-per-click campaign for maximum cost per lead and maximum ROI. Okay. So, conversion tracking is a must, right? So, without conversion tracking, you're flying blind, right? You really need to know exactly which ads and keywords are generating leads so you can double down on them, right? We want to be spending on the ones that are driving the results, not ones that are not, right? We don't lump all the services into one ad group, right? So if home health is something you also provide, uh, we don't want to have the same ad group with the same keywords go, because now the searcher and what they're seeing in the ad and on the landing page might be different. We want it to be consistent. Okay. So we don't lump all services into one ad group, and we break them out. So your ad copy matches or closely matches what the searcher typed into Google. Okay. And then keyword match types and negatives are really important. So a match type, you're looking at broad match, broad, phrase match, exact match type of keywords, right? So using the right match types controls how your ads show up, right? Controls how your ads are triggered. And negative keywords, right? Don't forget about these negative keywords. They prevent your ad from showing to irrelevant searchers, right? That waste budget. And irrelevant searchers, it might be someone looking for a job, they're looking for, uh, a doctor, something like that. Um, I see there's a question about a conversion rate. Can you share with me your name? Alex, nice to meet you, Alex. Sorry, I don't know why your name didn't come through there, but uh, 10% is a realistic number, yeah, because not every lead is going to turn into a service, and there's things we can do to really maximize that, which I'll be showing you. But 10% is a good realistic number, right? That might come on service. Um, and yeah, so let me know if that was helpful. I see there's quite a few others on here. So if anyone else has any other questions, please let me know. But using the right match types controls how your ads are triggered. Like I was sharing, negative keywords prevents the irrelevant clicks, right? And so the ads should grab attention and speak to the searcher's pain point, right? So you make them choose you over the competition, right? So there's things you can do and say in your ad copy to accomplish that. And then ad extensions, this adds a bit extra info to make your ad take up more space on the search page. Right? You can add images, but these add as well. But these uh, these ad extensions really help take up some extra room on the search result page, so your ad stands out more. And that's gonna lead to higher click-through rates. And then conversion focused pages. So clicks are pretty much worthless without conversions, right? I don't care if someone clicks on my website. I care if they call and reach out. They fill out a form. They make an inquiry. So we want to design the landing page to send visitors to a page that's been well thought out and designed, with a single clear call to action. And I'll show you an example of one that we use for our clients and things like that. So an ongoing optimization. So great campaigns. Uh, they're built over time, right? So we're constantly split testing ads uh, and adjusting them, right, to make them better. So every month we're improving, and we want to adjust bids and really refine the targeting. Um, so the next thing here is you don't even think about spending another dollar, another penny until you have this conversion tracking in place. Okay. And so just thinking about the conversion tracking, you want to use a specific number. We use and I'll be showing you, we use uh, it's like a JavaScript that goes into the code of the website. And what it does, it changes the phone number, right? It's called dynamic number insertion. And so we use dynamic number insertion so that PPC visitors will see a different number, okay? While, your organic traffic and direct traffic will see another number, right? So this allows us to measure the impact and the success of the paid ads and on the call volume. Okay. And by pulling in from a keyword level tracking pool, we can attribute the calls directly back to the keyword in the ad that triggered the result. So this is really gold for optimizing bids and ad copy. Okay. You also want to think about like your web form, right? So we have a separate web form strictly for the landing page. Okay. So every form submission should be tagged, right? So we're going to tag that form submission from the landing page in the Google ad with PPC, right? So we know like, oh, this one came from a paid traffic source. Uh, and then we can really know what's working and what's not working. Okay. And Google will be able to tell what's working, what's not working. Okay. And uh, so we build conversion tracking directly into the ad campaign, so Google can automatically identify and prioritize the best ads and the best ad groups. Um, so most important KPIs here: total spend. This is your overall budget that you have allocated for your Google ads, and tracking spend closely really ensures that you can measure performance and adjust before wasting money, right? So a lot of Google ads can really waste a lot of money. But I tell you, in every market out there, uh, I see a number of providers, and they've been in there consistently, and so unless they like flush the money down the toilet, right, they figured something out. And so I promise you, and we have numerous clients where we set this up for, and get results. So, but tracking spend closely ensures you can measure performance and adjust before wasting money. And the cost per click here, or the CPC, right? It's going to tell us like how competitive your market is, and how efficient the bidding strategy is. And so the lower the cost per click, that's good. But if it still brings in quality clicks, right? If it's bringing in irrelevant clicks, then it's no good. And then the average cost per lead here, this just combines the cost of the total cost of the campaign and the form submissions and the calls, right? And so it's really important for determining if you're paying too much for a new lead. And then I think the ultimate metric here is return on investment. So we have some tracking in our CRM, which I can share with you, that we'll be able to tell like when people, after we meet with our clients, we can show our clients how to use this. When people come on service, you can just move them over into a pipeline, into a stage in the pipeline that lets you know that this client came on service, or this patient came on service. And so obviously with the higher ROI, your campaigns are uh, profitable. And so it's best to have a dashboard, right, for all this tracking. So you want to be able to see like, okay, how much did we spend? What is the how many conversions did we generate? Right? And what was the cost per conversion? Okay. And then and then why like going back to how we structure pay-per-click campaigns, and why we separate ad groups and why that matters. Really, it improves Google's or your quality score in Google by making ads more relevant to the searches, right? So we want our ad copy to closely match what people are typing in. Okay, if the more precise the ad copy mirrors the searchers, then that's gonna have a much better performance, right? And it makes also it also makes the tracking by perform like by service, like home health, hospice, right? The different, it makes tracking a lot easier that way as well. And if someone searches, there's some campaigns, some ads, right? Some of the benefits that they'll see. Um, right. So someone might type in like local hospice or hospice near me, right? We want that to closely match what they're typing in. There's an example of a landing page, and so uh, go back. Um, if someone searches palliative care near me, they should see an ad that specifically addresses palliative care, not hospice, right? And then also you want to think about having an ad for your brand, okay, in the service area that you operate in. And so what this looks like is your oh, there we go. So what this would look like is it's just bidding on your company name, right? Bidding on your company name so you show up when someone does a search. Because your company name has hospice in it, and hospice providers are doing ads for that keyword, right? So if someone goes to Google and they type in your company name and someone's in your service area, they have an ad, that ad is going to show up above your company name, right? And so people might click on that on accident. And so you might be losing visitors without even knowing it. So you definitely want to set up a small brand campaign, right? These are going to be really low cost per click type of keywords and very high conversion rates, right? These are going to really improve also the overall metric of for your campaigns. And so definitely want to regularly test ad copy. We want to regularly test landing pages, right? Different calls to actions, things like that. And we want to adjust bids and keywords based on like how they're performing. And so uh, I think the questions you want to ask your, and I think if I how do I stop this? Oops. Um, there we go. So I was going to show you like an example of a landing page, right? So we want to talk about the service areas, but really the most important area is right when someone lands, we want to let them know they're in the right place, and we got you covered, right? So we're trying to like match what people are typing in, hospice care, what is hospice, that kind of stuff in this area, and we're 100% covered by Medicare, so that's gonna entice someone to reach out. And so we have a tracking number here. If I refresh, watch the phone number, it'll swap. You can see it just swapped to the tracking number. So that's how that works. If you visited this page, you might see a different phone number at this time. But and so that's that, and then a short form that someone can fill out, which we then connect to some automation, right? So if someone fills this out, we'll uh, connect to some automation where we can email and text the person. The idea there is we want to stop their search. We want to let them know someone's going to be reaching out to them. And if they need help right now, they can call this number, right? So that's the idea there. Um, so that person can move on, right? This need is taken off their plate. They know someone's going to reach out to them. So um, that's the idea there. And then inside, well, I don't know if I should show there's opportunities. I don't want to show names of individuals and things like that. So, but you can see inside of the automation will have some automation to start. And anyone that wants to book a time with us, I'm happy to show you all of that. So, um, again, so questions to ask your PPC provider, right? Is you really want budget clarity. So like how much of your budget goes, how much of my budget goes to Google Ads compared to your management fees, right? So you need to know exactly how much of your spend goes to Google versus the agency's pocket. Okay. Um, yeah, and so that's 100%, that's non-negotiable right there. Um, Tracking is really everything. Okay. So really ask them like what tracking will you be putting in place? And do your Google ads and web form have conversion tracking, right? So without call and web form tracking, uh, conversion tracking, you're flying blind. Okay. And if you don't have web and call conversion tracking that pulls into ads, you will be at a major disadvantage versus the competition. Okay. And we delineate PPC calls versus organic calls. So, yes, PPC calls versus organic calls should be clearly identified, right? To see what's truly working. Okay. And then visibility into performance, right? So, how we track the KPIs, will you be provided with a live dashboard? So, live dashboard makes it easy to check results at any time. Um, we have that in our CRM. Um, and conversion optimization here. So what if you're driving traffic to landing pages, how will those pages continually be optimized for conversions, right? Uh, so the landing pages should match the searcher's intent, not just dump them on the home page, right, of your website. So you want a specific landing page only for the paid ads uh, that it has been designed and thought has been put into it regarding conversion. So uh, and do you split test ads, right? So testing ads and extensions, uh, it's all available in Google Ads, right? This is going to boost your click-through rate and improve your ad performance over time. And then what are the targets in terms of cost per lead and ROI? So you want to have uh, some sort of target to shoot for in terms of like your cost per lead and how much return you are getting on that investment, right? So um, so what makes our campaigns different? We don't lump all the services into one ad group. So we break them out. So each ad group uh, has like specific messaging and specific targeting, right? Also, our landing pages, they're really designed to convert at a high level. Okay. They're tested, they're refined, and we don't just leave things out there and hope and pray that they work. So we will continue to make changes um, to make them better. Um, and we offer like real conversion tracking. Okay, so we're going to track the calls. We're going to track the lead forms that come from the paid ad. So we know what's working and what's not working. Okay. Um, and you really have full visibility. So you'll be listening to the call recordings. You'll see the performance really. Uh, you'll see the performance broken down really by source, right? Organic, paid, um, and I think it's a smarter keyword strategy. So this precision really saves ad spend and maximize ROI, and really thinking about a lot of the negative terms that we don't want and that we don't want to show up for, and what um, a lot of times there's going to be a lot of hospices in your area, and so do we want to show ads for when someone's looking for a specific hospice? Right? Not likely. That person could already be on service. They don't have the number. They went to Google, typed in your competitor's name, and now we're showing an ad for them, right? And then if they click, that's just wasting spend. So those are some example. That's one example of like a negative keyword, or thinking about your competitors, right? And adding in their brand name as a negative keyword. Um, Obviously, employment, people looking for employment or a career or a job. Uh, you know, like they're looking for bereavement care, things like that. It might have already been through the loss, and so there's definitely a lot of negatives that you want to pay attention to and think about, and that's going to really save your spend and show your ads to people who actually have a need, right? Not show because if someone's looking for a job and they see the ad and they don't click on it, right? It's hurting the performance, it's hurting the metrics in your relevance and what can affect your quality score. So, um, but we're going to continue to uh, make the ads better, right? So we have some improvements going on all the time on our ads, right? So we're split testing and we're going to continue to see which one performs better and then make some small changes to the other one so they just keep improving and they get better month after month. And you'll have a live dashboard inside the CRM that makes it easy. That really makes it easy to monitor progress without waiting for a monthly report. And you'll always know exactly how much of your budget is allocated for Google Ads. Okay, so we don't collect any of your ad spend, and in my eyes, that's a big no-no. Uh, we want you're paying for your own Google Ads, right? So it's going on your credit card, and we will manage that spend, right? So we will discuss the monthly budget that you have allocated for this, and we will manage that spend. But you're paying Google Ads directly. You're not paying us, and then we're going to use. Oh, okay, you're paying us this, and then we're going to use some of that for ads. No, that's not how it works with us. Uh, so you'll know exactly where every dollar goes. So, what are your thoughts there? What did you learn? Um, what did you notice in that uh, example there? Um, So talking about some retargeting, really important. And I believe retargeting and automation is really a must. Okay, so your follow-up speed, right? The first 15 minutes, right, that a lead is, and I think it's even shorter now. It might be 5 minutes, right? That lead's gonna go cold. So the first 15 minutes, really after leads come in, is your window. Okay. I believe it's 5 minutes, but you wait too long and the odds of converting drop significantly. Okay. And um, the average customer must be followed up with 5 to 7 times before answering phone or before booking. So consistent touch points. And so most providers might stop after one or two attempts. Okay. The reality is it takes multiple follow-ups to really earn the trust and get the person on the phone. Uh, what we teach our clients is you have to you get a lead. Our system is already emailing and texting the person, right? So you don't have to do that. Someone just has to pick up the phone and call that person within 5 minutes. Okay, and what we teach is that in the first 5 minutes, you're going to pick up the phone and you're going to call that lead as that came in. Okay, these are talking about web forms. Uh, you call that lead within 5 minutes. Now, if they don't answer the phone, we don't leave a message. Okay, we wait 20 seconds and we call them again. Okay, so we call them twice. If they didn't answer the first time, you're going to call them the second time 20 seconds later. Okay, and you'll find a lot of times that they didn't get to the phone in time or whatever. They'll answer that call the second time. Okay. Um, if they don't, then you can leave a message. Okay. And at that point, you can, the CRM has already texted them. You can wait for a response there. But from there, we're going to try to reach them different points in the day, right? Morning, noon, and in the evening, right? So you're going to try them at different times. Um, so that's what we teach there. And then today's consumer, right? They really do prefer to to respond and interact and via text messages before answering calls. So texting really isn't optional, right? It's expected. So people check their texts a lot faster than an email or anything like that, and they avoid answering unknown callers. So uh, and retargeting. Uh, so we're really going to maximize the value of your ads by following up with retargeting. So retargeting ads, um, plus the automated follow-ups and things, really keeps you top of mind and prevents like leads slipping through the cracks. So if someone's landed on the landing page, they didn't reach out, we can retarget them with some image ads around the web when they're on social media, when they're visiting other websites. Okay. Uh, we can show them targeted ads and oh yeah, no, I gotta call back. Or I gotta visit this site and find that phone number again and call them back. So um that's it. And so there's some examples of some image ads. You want different sizes on different websites to really bring them back to your sites. Okay. We know if they come back a second time, they're much more likely to convert. Um, so what we have here today is uh, a free ranker report and SEO and ads review. So we're going to give you the exact data you need to see on where you stand today. So it's not a generic report. It's built specifically for your hospice. Okay, we'll look at your online visibility, right? So if families can't find you online, you're essentially invisible to most referral sources. Um, outside of your network. We'll have a custom keyword list. So we'll show you exactly the terms that are most likely to bring in patient inquiries. So, and we'll look at the ranking of those keywords, right, in your market. So you'll see exactly where you rank today. Um, this would be kind of a good baseline. Like, okay, what are some things I can do now to improve this, right? What you measure, you can improve. We'll look at the citations around the web with your, these are online listings of your, they call them directories or citations. And so we'll look at all the different directories look at where you are listed and where you are not, see if there's any inconsistencies in the name, the address, and the phone number. Um, we'll also be able to see the competitors in your area, what citations and listings they have, so we can put a strategy in place for you to do the same. Okay. And then we'll look at your overall reputation. Obviously, people are looking for that. They expect that when they're on Google, right? So they want they need to see the review and see some recent reviews, right? So this can really increase the likelihood that someone's going to give you a call. So really think about that. We have a lot of clients that have uh, had a lot of success with this, and they have grown tremendously. And a big part of that is because of the reviews. So promise you that will change your business if you put that in place. And then even if families don't find you through social media, they may look, before deciding. So we'll take a look at your social media presence and see what could be improved there. Um, I think really important is going to be the website conversion effectiveness. So we'll look at your website. We'll be able to share with you exactly what some things you could do to improve the conversion effectiveness of it. Right, this could really show you some, maybe some leaks in your current website. So obviously, the sooner you know these numbers, the sooner you can fix the issues that are costing you leads. And we only have a few of these every month that we're able to do. So please take advantage of this now. Uh, I promise after this, you'll have a clear roadmap to really generate more patient referrals online. So this is something we offer at no cost. Uh, we will review your overall presence here, and you'll be able to see exactly what's working, what's broken, and what you need to do next. And so that's it for today. We covered everything. We just covered how paid ads and can really accelerate your lead flow when it's done right. So we looked at what separates successful campaigns and those that could waste money, right? If you think like negative keywords, having ad copy matching the landing page, matching what the searchers type in, very important. Uh, you've seen you've seen what one of our clients is 111 leads came in, right? Or conversions in that quarter, right? So you can really uh, see it doesn't take a whole lot to really uh, increase or to really have an ROI, right? That's the idea here is that we have an ROI. We're not doing this to break even, right? We are doing this to make money. And so that's how we go into this. That's why conversion tracking is a must. That's why all these things that I'm sharing with you is a must. Okay. And the reality is that if families who need your services right now, uh, they're online, right? They're searching online, and the question really is like, are they going to be finding you or your competitors? So with the right strategy, you can be first and one of those top options they see. And so next step, really that simple. Just let us take a look at your overall presence online, and we'll set up that review and really give you a clear roadmap into how to get more patient referrals. So, um, yeah, basic. All I need you to do is go to hospicecaremarketing.com/schedule. Um, and from there, once you book, our team will gather all your data, run the reports, and we'll meet to go through everything together. So You'll go to hospicecaremarketing.com/schedule. Uh, answer a couple questions, pick a time on the calendar, and we'll review all these things for you. So if you take just one thing from today, it's this, man. And I think speed wins. So the sooner you act, the sooner you start getting, you can start getting the calls and referrals you're missing right now. So let's make sure your hospice is the one that gets found. Again, hospicecaremarketing.com/schedule. And that's it for today. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next one.